Welcome back to my ranking of Quentin Tarantino movies. If you click this video first instead of volume 1, kindly check out that one first using the link I provided in the description box below. Now, the remaining 4 films are ones that I normally suggest as a gateway for those who are not aware of Tarantino and want to discover his work for the first time. These films represent Tarantino at his best as he has always been.
Why? Because we love making movies!
Frankly speaking, any one of them can take the top spot, but I will first settle with his directorial debut, Reservoir Dogs.
Are you gonna bark all day, little doggy? Or are you gonna bite?
There is something magical and nostalgic upon revisiting the film that introduced Tarantino to wider audiences for the first time. Reservoir Dogs is only his first film, but it is crystal clear right from the start that he would be one to watch for. Tarantino boldly and confidently laid out what will be his iconic and unforgettable trademarks. Non-linear narrative, characters who are never tired of talking, bad-mouthing, and crash-talking during a bloodbath.
And you're gonna be okay! Now say it! You're gonna be okay! Say it! You're gonna be okay! Say the goddamn words! You're gonna be okay! Oh, God!
Stomach-churning violent scenes backed up by a piece of seemingly unfit but upbeat music.
Hey, what's going on? You hear that?
The Mexican standoffs, etc.
Larry, stop pointing that fucking gun at my dad!
These are the things that unfold when a group of thieves who are assigned to rob some diamonds are intruded by the police. The thieves turn against each other to determine who is the rat among them. With a runtime of 99 minutes, this is Tarantino's shortest and masculine film, but it is simple, direct to the point, and has barely any loose ends. I love how we never see the actual robbing of diamonds and how the narrative is filtered only to 3 characters, so we get the essence among who are the real friends rather than just partners in crime, that complicates the scenario leading up to the final Mexican standoff. Harvey Keitel, Michael Madsen, Steve Buscemi, Tim Roth, and Chris Penn are pitch perfect together.
He's just gonna decide, out of the fucking blue, to rip us off?
The formidable ending with Mr. White gunning down you-know-who is an indication of how Tarantino is a legend on paper and behind the camera. If Reservoir Dogs served as a warm-up and signaled the arrival of a natural-born filmmaker, then Pulp Fiction was the official crowning of a bona fide artist.
Everybody be cool, this is a robbery!
Any of you fucking pricks move! And I'll execute every motherfucking last one of you!
I know. Most expect Pulp Fiction would be number 1 given that Tarantino described it as his magnum opus. This is the first independent film to garner more than $100 million in the box office, and it is his first film to accrue multiple Oscar nominations, winning 1 for Best Original Screenplay.
You know what? I was trying to think, I think this is probably the only award I'm going to win here tonight.
And I really have to take a pee right now, so I'm gonna go. Thank you.
When I first watched it, it did not make a lot of sense and found it overrated and self-important. But time and time it has proven to be philosophical and a comedic gem.
You gotta have an opinion. I mean, do you think that God came down from heaven and stopped?
Oh, what the fuck's happening? Oh,
man.
shit, man!
Oh man, I shot Marvin in the face.
Why the fuck you do that?
I cannot take my eyes off every single scene with its cyclical narrative that features and wraps up with this couple, repeatedly quotable dialogues,
You know what they call a quarter pounder with cheese in Paris?
They don't call it a quarter pounder with cheese?
Oh man, they got the metric system. They wouldn't know what the fuck a quarter pounder is.
And what do they call it?
They call it Royale with cheese.
Royale with cheese.
That's right.
colorful characters, as well as its glossy, noirish color palette. The biggest success of Pulp Fiction is owed to its unorthodox storytelling, which makes the cinematic experience unique and memorable.
Come on, Yolanda, what's Fonzie like?
Cool.
What?
Cool.
Correctamundo. And that's what we're gonna be. We're gonna be cool.
This is the kind of film you always wish you watched for the first time, and you will watch again to lay the puzzle pieces. The 3 intertwining stories unfold unpredictably that you have no idea which direction they are going. My personal favorite is Vincent Vega and Marcellus Wallace's wife because of the inimitable chemistry between John Travolta's logical, yet careless hitman, Vincent Vega, and the cocaine-snorting femme fatale, Uma Thurman's Mia Wallace, who oozes sex appeal and power stemming from the roots of her black bob haircut. Everything in Jack Rabbit's limbs, from the staff resembling Hollywood icons, to Vincent and Mia discussing her failed television pilot, and the twist, are magnetic and cinema gold. However, I think that the diner scene of the Bonnie situation is what solidified this film into one of the greatest films of all time because of the biblical monologue articulated by Jules Winfield. Sam Jackson, the film's MVP, was robbed of an Oscar win.
Martin Landau and Ed Wood.
His Ezekiel 25:17 speech must be studied in acting classes because of how electrifying Sam was.
The truth is, you're the weak, and I am the tyranny of evil men. But I'm trying, Ringo. I'm trying real hard to be the shepherd.
He owned every scene he is in with his brooding professionalism and brilliantly captured the convincing, albeit sudden transition of Jules from a cold-blooded assassin to a man moving on from his violent lifestyle.
What happened here was a miracle, and I want you to fucking acknowledge it.
In fact, I wonder where he is right now. I guess he is still walking like King in Kung Fu or coaching ice hockey.
Hold it! Just because you look like the Gimp don't mean you play like the Gimp.
Finally, the Gold Watch is the least iconic and memorable of the three. Christopher Walken's Captain Coons is not the most significant character of the film and had only less than 5 minutes of screen time, but the deadpan delivery of his monologue is rib-tickling.
So he hid it. In one place he knew he could hide something, his ass.
Whatever happens from there on does not match the entertaining factor of the stories that came before and after it, but it's still stirring to watch due to its different tone. Most of the uncomfortable moments in the film happen in this chapter, and without the strong duo of Bruce Willis and Ving Rhames, it would collapse entirely.
Oh, that wasn't now. I tell you what now between me and you. There is no me in you. Not no more.
There was a time when I considered this as my favorite film ever, but its constant profanities and racial slurs, whether authored by black characters or not, were frequently used for comedic effect that is as hilarious as they are off-putting.
You know why you didn't see that sign? Cause it ain't there, cause storing dead niggers ain't my fucking business!
Moreover, the conversations between Bruce and Fabian are not as engaging as those of Vincent and Jules and Vincent and Mia. If its incredible highs are not enough to hook you to watch this film, I don't know what is.
Shit, Negro, that's all you had to say.
In the meantime, let's talk about how Hitler died.
Fuck off, Hitler.
No, not that one. This one. Inglorious Basterds contains two separate revenge storylines with one goal and one goal only.
Killing Nazis.
One is led by Shoshana Dreyfus, Melanie Laurent, the sole survivor of a massacre courtesy of the slick and terrifying Colonel Hans Landa, Christoph Waltz. The other storyline is led by the Bastards, a group of Jewish American soldiers managed by Lieutenant Aldo Raine, Brad Pitt. Divided into 5 chapters, each storyline has 2 chapters dedicated to them until their schemes collide and materialize at the finale. Of the 2 storylines, the one with Shoshana is more powerful because she methodically engineered her plans mostly by herself with accompaniment by her lover Marcel. People mostly rave about Brad and Christoph, and while they are valid, Melanie deserves a lot of credit for her quiet but volcanic portrayal as Shoshana. She mostly appears calm and composed, but she hides a magma chamber of anger waiting to erupt when provoked. She also has a great chemistry with Daniel Bruhl, who played Private Frederick Zoller, the star of Nation's Pride. Romance is a genre rarely examined by Tarantino, so I was genuinely surprised how I rooted for them to be together despite their respective predicaments. That fiery and cinematic finale is one of the best written and directed scenes in history.
Shoshana Dreyfus, and this is the face of Jewish vengeance.
The one with the bastards is also cool but less impactful than Shoshana's as they were mostly caricatures who lacked depth and substance. The scene when the bear Jew gleefully bashes the skull of an uncooperative Nazi soldier is forever ingrained in my mind. The other thing that makes their storyline less spellbinding is the 4th chapter, Operation Kino, which is just an excuse for the bastards to participate in the finale. August Steele, Diane Kruger, and Michael Fassbender owned the tavern scene, which escalated to a fantastic, power-tripping bullet feast.
Stiglitz. Say auf Wiedersehen to your Nazi boss.
Of course, this review will be incomplete without my admiration for Christoph Waltz. Hans Landa is the evilest character Tarantino has ever written, and Waltz perfectly illuminated his rotten core and dark nuances. There is never a moment wasted whenever Waltz is on screen, and you will be unnerved by him even if he's just standing or eating.
Ah, Landa, da sind Sie ja! Emmanuel, voici le colonel SS Landa. Il sera chargé de la sécurité pour la première.
The fact that Waltz was able to balance the contradictions of Landa makes his Oscar win well deserved.
Ooh, that's a bingo. Is that the way you say it? That's a bingo.
You just say bingo.
Bingo! How fun!
While I love and rave the ensemble cast of Tarantino's films, Inglourious Basterds has the best cast, so it is no surprise that they won the SAG for Best Ensemble. The reasons why this film never made it to the top are 1. Operation Kino is too long, and 2. Landa's diabolical plan interrupted the ascending momentum of the climax.
Who wants to send a message to Germany?
I have a message for Germany. That you are all going to die. But I have only one more. The last one. The one I'm driving to right now. The only one left. And when I arrive at my destination, I am gonna kill Bill.
When I was 6 years old, my parents bought 2 DVDs of a film named Kill Bill, which is split into 2 volumes. We never had any idea about what it is other than it will be action because of the title. As soon as we heard Uma Thurman's blood-splattered bride gasping for air, and we finally see her being approached by the off-screen titular villain Inglorious Black and White, we know we were not just watching a film. We were watching a masterpiece. This is the film that introduced us to Quentin Tarantino. I was never into films back then until I rewatched them again when I was in college, and from there on, I was immediately hooked and became a cinephile.
Bill, it's your baby.
The premise of Kill Bill is unoriginal and has been recycled numerous times.
Well, it's about this woman and this man, and he is really mad at her, and he puts a gun to her head and he blows her brains out.
Kill Bill easily stands out among Tarantino's films due to its quick pace, deadly and frightening characters, and breathtaking and non-CGI action sequences. It also boasts a short but glorious anime sequence for Oren Ishii's backstory. Volume 1 has more action than dialogue. From the cold opening, everything intensifies to a brutal bloodbath. The showdown of the bride against Vernita Green, Gogo Yubari, Crazy 88, which are not even 88, and Oren is colossal and realistic. Tarantino and his production team solely relied on practical effects, making the elaborate stunts and choreography more operatic than superhero films. Lucille is everything in Volume 1, wherein it is almost entirely dedicated to Oren than the bride. Tarantino hardly writes complete characters with their backstories, and I will not spoil too much about her because you will root for her survival. I wish Vernita Green was expanded a little bit because Vivica A. Fox is a spitfire despite less than 10 minutes of her screen time. She can be funny and warm one moment.
Mommy, I'm home.
Hey, baby. How was school?
Then equally serious and threatening the next.
Very funny, bitch. Very funny!
Volume 2 has more dialogue and action with tinges of spaghetti western elements. It is also quieter and has more logical and human villains. At first, I was inattentive to Bud and found his chapter boring. While we never see Bud demonstrate his skill set on a physical level, I think he is the strongest Viper next to the bride because he is sensible and tactical. The bride has no problem gate-crashing Oren's party, stabbing Vernita in front of her daughter, ambushing Elle and breaking Bill's heart, but she's frightened of him even if the two of them are in the middle of a desert. Daryl Hannah is fabulous as the bride's one-eyed and poison-toting nemesis, Elle Driver. She's the most despicable character in the bride's list, and Daryl is daring to show how heartless and pathetic Elle is.
Pretty cool, huh?
Just like The Bride vs. Gogo in Volume 1, The Bride vs. Elle is also straight-up vicious and amusing. Her eventual comeuppance is eye-opening. Also brutal and amusing is Gordon Liu as a strict and temperamental Pai Mei who is a force of nature when he takes the bride as his student. The major problem of Volume 2 is the pivotal Kill Bill moment wherein 30 minutes of exposition delay the 30-second confrontation. I wish the fight scene is longer and more graphic, even though it was awesome to see them remain seated throughout. David Carradine is effortlessly disarming Miss Bill, and his Superman monologue is divine. At the end of the day, Kill Bill is a dramatic and physical showcase for Uma Thurman, who easily gave the best performance in any Tarantino film. It is not difficult to root for her, and she nails the emotional and physical demands of the role.
It all depends. When do you want to die? Tomorrow? The day after tomorrow?
How about tonight, bitch?
Splendid. Where?
She grounds the film with uncompromising strength, vulnerability, willpower, and vitality, and I cheer for her to win no matter how challenging her adversaries are and the obstacles thrown to her.
This is what you get for fucking around with your cruisers! Go home to your mother!
Why the Oscars snubbed her twice for this role remains a mystery to me.
Fuck you, bitch. I know he didn't qualify that shit.
Kill Bill is better as parts rather than a whole. Volume 1 is an immaculate build-up and Volume 2 fails to match its heights. However, it is undeniable that Tarantino is a spectacular tour de force here. This is him at his best, ambitious, and riskiest, combining a smorgasbord of genres and emotions in one rollercoaster hell of a bumpy ride. I have no problem with Tarantino ending it as it is, as much as there's a chance Bernie the Slaughter will seek revenge.
When you grow up, if you still feel raw about it,
So that's it. Do you agree with my list?
No.
What is your favorite Tarantino film? For more videos about my favorite films and television series, just hit the like and subscribe button. Now, go watch a Quentin Tarantino film.
Now, if any of you sons of bitches got anything else to say, now's the fucking time!
I didn't think so.